full tape?
Sorry, they didn't have the money anyway.
Oh my God, we're having a lot of fun. It's constant fucking action. Constant action. Little sleep, constant action. Rocking, rocking, grinding, 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 grinding. Well, hello, friends of Kimok 7. This is your host, Kimok 7. Welcome back to Poker Strategy. Haven't filmed in a few weeks. We are headed up to Potawatomi, Milwaukee, Wisconsin for the Mid-Stakes Poker Tour. Smaller regional event, main event. A promised $100,000 prize pool. And we're going to try and satellite into it today and tomorrow. And we're going to play our A game. We're going to play medium, tight, aggressive in the early stages, of course. Be careful until we get to the antes. We're going to play aggressive our pocket pairs, and we're going to slow play those pocket aces and pocket kings and pocket queens. And we're going to be very careful with ace king and ace queen. Those two hands are overvalued and can get you in a lot of trouble, so be careful. You can check out midstakespokertour.com. You can stream their final tables. And of course, you know, what could I say? The goals are to make final tables and to win tournaments. I don't know more to say than that. And I stress win. I've had a lot of top 9, top 5, top 3 finishes, which are great. I had a great 2016. I learned a lot, and I put most of what I learned into my poker strategy videos on Kimok 7. So check out the playlist. Please like, please subscribe, and I will be back either this evening or tomorrow with more on this weekend's exciting tournament festivities. Stay tuned.
I'll see those next week.
I win money all the time.
Al L.
All the time.
Okay. Adam K is here.
When I get like
Josh in the room. Come on around, Josh.
Yeah. Exactly.
so bad to get a cent.
I know. Why did he call?
Now you about to flop.
Great.
Raise, hey, Tyler. You're new to a table. You don't have to post the
wait till the
from
one.
table to table. Oh, yeah. 25.
crazy over there.
Raised to 13.
All the pocket queens. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed some of those, me filming some of those hands. It's very difficult to film these hands at these area casinos, and I'm in the Midwest, mainly in Chicago and up into Milwaukee. But there is one, I won't say where it is or what city it is, and they are a little bit more liberal with recording hands, so I look to do more of that in the future at that specific casino. But let me jump right into a number of topics. You're really going to like what I have to show you here, and I even got props. Check it out. First, let's talk about the tournament I was just mentioning while I was driving the car. I was not able to satellite into that tournament. Tried 2 different satellites and got really, really close. But the blinds move really quickly on those satellites that are 15-minute levels, and bam, bam, bam. So you really gotta play it a little bit differently. But there were 3 hands. I did buy into the tournament. Again, it was a $100,000 guaranteed tournament. I ended up just buying directly in, and check out these 3 hands that went down. This is interesting, and it's a good thing to talk about because it really tests your patience about emotional control, which I talk about in one of my other poker strategy videos. Because I had to really, really control my emotions. And I'll tell you why. In the first hour of this major tournament, I get dealt this. Pocket 10s. And raised it. Got 2 other callers. Here was the flop. Yes, I flopped the full house. 10s. Pocket jacks, full house, flopped it. Didn't have any reaction. I bet out. Everyone folded but one other player. He called. The turn card was a queen. And he suddenly is raising. Well, again, I'm sitting there with the full house. I got 10s. I flopped 10, jack, jack. I got a full house. So what could he possibly have? You know, I wish I would have asked myself that question a little bit more at that moment, but I was still kind of stuck in excitement mode that I flopped the full house in the early stages of a very large tournament, and this guy's raising me. So I just assume he has a jack. You know, he's got 3 of a kind, he's excited, he's gonna raise me. Well, I'm sitting there with the full house. I re-raise him. He pauses for a little bit, and he calls. The river card was an ace. Didn't scare me. And he bets out again, and I call. He shows queen jack for the larger full house. So talk about emotional control. I looked up at the chandeliers and I just kind of shook my head. I specifically told myself, look, you played the hand right. You control what you can control. You did everything right. It's completely out of your control. On to the next hand. That's all you could do. He took more than half my chips, and it started out with 20,000 in chips. I believe he left me with 8,000 in chips. So huge, huge loss. But I kept the right attitude. I kind of tried to laugh it off. An hour later, I got my chip stack back up to 10 or 12,000. I get dealt pocket 9s. It's pretty damn excited. And I'll tell you why. Because the flop came 9, 2, 7. I flopped the set. Great opportunity to get my chip stack back up to 20,000. I bet it out. A couple guys called. Slow played it a little bit. Another guy called. And there was somebody in the hand holding an ace and like a 6. And long story short, he got a straight on the river while chasing a flush, and he inadvertently gets a straight. And I lose the hand. That one really upset me. And again, I just stared up at the ceiling and I said, wow, this is not going to be my day. I'm taking some sick, bad beats. I actually got up out of my chair and stretched a little bit, try and calm myself down. Don't give anyone at the table the impression that you were just going to go on tilt or anything. That would be a really bad idea. And I told myself that. I said, sit down, stay focused. Let's focus on the next hand. You can't change what just happened. Can't change what just happened. And I got my chip stack back up to about 10,000. So again, you know, I'm still within range. One double up and I'm right at back where I started. Onto the third hand, kind of towards the fourth or fifth hour of the tournament. It's kind of at a point of do or die. My chips are down to like 6,000 or 7,000. I got dealt 2 pair and bet it out, and lost the hand to a nut flush, and I was out. So there's my story on that tournament. But on to the evening cash games, which has some great stuff I can tell you about, and I took some notes here, and I'm going to talk about filming hands some more as well. The cash games on that Friday night were interesting. I did well. But the big story of it was gentlemen at the table. This is a 1-3 no limit hold'em table. Got a monster stack. When I say monster, he sat down with 300 and built up 4,000 in chips in front of him. 4,000 chips. $4,000 he made at a 1-3 table. And this is a great topic here because somebody with that amount of money, they're either going to play super tight or really loose or somewhere in the middle. And he was kind of jumping all around. You could tell when he was playing really loose. And when you see somebody playing real loose, you got to get in the hand with that guy because he got a lot of chips and he can hand you a lot of chips. He could just pour some back in and be like nonchalant about it. 100 here, 100 there, ain't gonna, you know, shape off his. He's like, okay, fine, you know. And I was able to take a couple $100 from him just because he was opening up his range. I knew it. I could see it in his eyes. He was just jumping in pots, whether you raised it to $15, $20, $25, he's in, which is great. You know, he's trying to hit 2 pair, and I took back some money from him. On to the next day, and this is a great topic, and, you know, my videos here, you can learn a lot from them. On the topic of when new players sit down at your cash table. New players. Say you've been sitting there for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours. Suddenly a guy sits down, he's got $300. I have found over the last year, and this is from my personal perspective, that when new players sit down at the table, they are loose. They immediately are playing a pretty wide range. That is my experience. I see it about 8 out of 10 times. A new player sits down and they just start jumping into hands left and right, left and right. That, when you see that happen, when you see a new player sit down, exploit it, capitalize it, take advantage of it. And I did yesterday. I'm going to tell you all about the hand. It's really exciting. It was an exact same opportunity. The guy sat down. He looked all rough and tough and, you know, kind of putting this intimidation that he's going to take everyone's chips, and he sat down and he's going to play aggressive. Well, go ahead, sir. Go ahead. I could see what he was doing right away. I wake up with ace-king. Everyone, the bets goes around. Everyone's betting out $15, $15. This guy bets out $15. Five different players bet out $15, and it came around to me. I was in the big blind. I wake up with ace-king. I did a nice long pause, and I had about 600 in front of me. Raised it to 115, and I did it really slowly and very calculated, just 115. And then the bets to the big guy who just sat down, who's trying to bully the table. He pauses for about 30 seconds, and he makes the call, and everyone else folds. Before the flop even came, I was just shoving what he had in front of him, about $300, before the flop even came, just to look him right in the eye to go, wow, you made my call, sir? Okay. I didn't even look at what the flop was. And he's kind of shocked by that. And like a doofus, he makes the call and turns over ace-queen. Well, I got ace-king, and on the table was like 7, 4, ace, 10, jack. And I got the bigger kicker, and I take $300 from him because he's willing to bet out that much with an ace-queen. So my story on that, my point with that, it gets right back to what I was saying. When you see new players sit down at the table, more times than not, for a good 15, their first 15 minutes, sometimes a full half hour, they're just, a lot of them are playing really, really loose, and use it as an opportunity to capitalize when you see that happening. Last thing I'm going to say here is please watch my other videos. I hope you're enjoying these. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I'm going to keep doing these. I'm going to try and film a lot more and update my film editing software. So what you're seeing here in my video series is just me using an iPhone 6 and using the YouTube editing software that's on YouTube. So not the perfect, incredible production value that you're getting from the other guys, but I think my content's great. I like to try and be entertaining with these videos and make some points that maybe some of the other guys aren't making. On that note, on these episodes, this is episode 13 or 14 of my series here. The other topics I cover in those other videos are tripling your stack before the first break of a tournament, how to win a satellite ticket, how to be careful playing ace-king suited, playing aggressive in the early stages of a tournament, being conscious of your table image, and in controlling your motion between hands and playing the short stack and crushing satellite multi-table table tournaments satellites. Those are topics of some of my other videos I'm looking at on my video screen here. Lastly, I'll say, what's this in front of me? This is for motivation each and every day and every week. This is a third place finish I got for $720 a year ago. I framed it at that time and it's been a motivator ever since. During that tournament, I really didn't play a lot of hands, just got some big chips early on, went to tight mode and just made it all the way to the final table, all the way to the top 9, top 8, top 7, top 6, top 4, and then landed in third place, nearly won that tournament. And that was like a $150 buy-in tournament, something like that. Well, the ticket's right on there. It was a $125 tournament. I keep a lot of souvenirs around my place of buy-ins to tournaments and satellites when I do well, when I win satellite tickets and when I cash in tournaments. Because it's a great motivator for the future when I look back and go, oh, wow. I also keep a spreadsheet online, Excel spreadsheet of my wins and losses and stuff. Lastly, this is something I came upon the other day. Where is it? That I use for some of my online stuff. It's just a quick little noter there of, you know, are you in tight mode? Are you in middle tight mode? Or are you in loose tight mode? Well, you can see the tight mode there, and you can see, you know, those are good notes because you got to be asking yourself that during a cash game or satellites or tournaments, because you either are or you're not. You're either in premium hand, super tight mode, or you're in the medium hand type mode, you know, any pocket pair, or you're opening up your range. Just like I was talking about those new guys sitting down at the table, just wow, they sit down, they got a really wide open range. You can really exploit that by going into tight mode and taking all our chips. If you like this video, please share, please enjoy, please like, and more than anything, please subscribe because there's a lot more to come. This has been Kimok7 Video Poker Blog, live from the Midwest. Hope you're having a great day. Good luck grinding on the tables. This is Kimok7. Take care.
If you thought that you were making your way to where the puzzles and pagans lay, pull it together, it's a strange invitation.
Range 12. Heads up. Check. Range 12. 5 players.
Twelve.
That's well.
You say don't do it, man. Hit that ace. It would have been a good story.
Raise 10.
Any drinks, any beverages, any drinks? Not yet.